In the quiet town of Arua, there lived a young girl named Lina, a child gifted with extraordinary hands, though no one around her seemed to notice. Lina was born into hardship. Her parents struggled endlessly just to put food on the table, and paying school fees felt like lifting a mountain with bare hands. Life offered them little mercy. When Lina turned 12, her parents made a painful decision. They sent her to live with her mother's elder sister, Madame Zainab, a woman widely known in Arua for her sharp tongue, strict ways, and quick temper. Madame Zainab agreed to take Lina in, not out of affection, but obligation. Every morning, she reminded Lina bitterly, "Remember, I am the one paying your school fees. Don't waste my money." But Lina had a secret love. She loved crafting jewelry, not the ordinary beads worn by everyone in town, but pieces that felt alive. She gathered discarded shells, broken glass, bottle caps, and tiny stones, transforming them into breathtaking designs. Her colors flowed like evening skies, her patterns bold and unfamiliar. Each piece told a story. At night, when the house fell silent, Lina lit a tiny oil lamp and worked quietly, threading hope into every bead. Her talent was undeniable. Madame Zainab despised it. To her, bead making was foolishness. Whenever she caught Lina holding beads, her irritation boiled over. "Is this nonsense what I'm paying school fees for? Who will buy such ugly things? You want to end up useless?" She would snatch the beads away and bury Lina in chores, fetching water, scrubbing floors, pounding spices, anything to keep her hands busy and her dreams distant. Yet her passion refused to fade. The situation worsened because of Safia, Madame Zainab's daughter. Safia was Lina's age, admired, spoiled, and painfully jealous. She hated Lina's quiet brilliance. When a teacher once praised Lina's handmade earrings, Safia's resentment grew roots. She mocked her relentlessly. "Those things look like rubbish. Do you think you're some big designer?" One afternoon, Safia snatched a beaded necklace from Lina's school bag and mocked it loudly in class. The students laughed, tossed it around, and crushed it underfoot. Lina ran home in tears, unaware that the worst was still waiting. That evening, Safia rushed home and cried to her mother, claiming Lina had been distracted in class, secretly making beads instead of learning. Madame Zainab's anger exploded. When Lina returned home, she found her world destroyed. All her beadwork, weeks of sleepless nights, lay on the floor. Madame Zainab stood over them, scissors in hand, slicing through every necklace, every bracelet, every dream. Beads scattered across the floor like shattered hope. Lina fell to her knees, screaming and begging, but it didn't stop. "This rubbish will take you nowhere," her aunt said coldly. That night, Lina stared at her empty wooden box and felt something harden inside her. After secondary school, Madame Zainab forced Lina into full-time work at her market store. From morning till night, Lina sold goods, cleaned, ran errands, and collapsed in exhaustion. Her hands ached, not from creating, but from losing what made her feel alive. Still, her dreams survived. She found an unlikely ally in Mrs. Halima, her former teacher. When Lina finally confided in her, Mrs. Halima listened with kindness and said, "Some gifts cannot be buried. Bring your work to me. I will protect it." From then on, Lina created in secret. She made necklaces, waist beads, anklets, bangles, even beaded bags no one in Arua had ever seen. She hid them carefully and delivered them to Mrs. Halima's house. Then came the Arua Annual Cultural Festival. The one day artisans became stars. The prize was life-changing: a free workshop, tools, money, and land. Madame Zainab forced Safia into learning basket weaving, dreaming of glory. Meanwhile, Lina prepared quietly. On the morning of the festival, Madame Zainab deliberately sent Lina on a long errand to another town, hoping to keep her away. But fate intervened. The errand failed, and Lina ran back with all her strength. When she reached the festival square, breathless and dusty, she froze. Mrs. Halima had already set up Lina's display. The beads shimmered under the sun. People gathered, gasps filled the air. When Lina's turn came, silence fell. Then applause erupted. The queen herself stood, stunned. She asked, "Where has this talent been hiding?" Lina was declared the winner. The crowd rejoiced, everyone except Madame Zainab and Safia. That night, Lina was chased out of the house. With nowhere else to go, she walked through the dark to Mrs. Halima's house, where she was welcomed like a daughter. The next day, justice was served. The queen heard the full story and punished Madame Zainab and Safia for their cruelty. Lina received her prizes. With time, she opened her own workshop. She trained young girls, employed women, and built a future greater than her pain. Her parents were brought out of poverty, and her work reached far beyond Arua. The gift they tried to destroy became the legacy that lifted many. And that is how Lina's story turned from rejection into greatness.